welcome back to your number one stop for Dune Awakening, and today we are going to be dipping our toes into the deep desert to help you guys out when it comes to unlocking your final teal, when it comes to your cutaway, and a few other items as well. And today I'm going to be showing you how to get your hands on a Thermoelectric Cooler here, so you can go ahead and get all this unlocked. So let's just go ahead and jump right into this. So with all that being said, we need a few things going into that. First of all, you are going to need yourself a chopper, since we are indeed going to the deep desert for this, since it's the only place you can find it material. Also, if you want to make your life a little bit easier, not needed, but if you do want to have a little bit of an easier time, I do recommend bringing a Survey Pro launcher and your survey, because since we are going in the deep desert, as you know, it is huge, since there's a lot of land to cover here, which is one of the main reasons I did recommend bringing your Survey Pro. But once we are inside of the deep desert, what we need to go ahead and do, we need to be looking for a very specific location here, and of course that location going to be any quiet ships you might find laying around. And of course, if you need help with finding it, of course we are looking for any of these symbols with a little green icon that say wake up, insert, or whatever the name of the ship is. So be prepared for some combat here, since we are going to have to deal with some enemies here, because we are looking for chests inside of these ships. Also, a small little tidbit to keep in mind when it comes about these ships is, of course, with the deep desert resetting every week around Tuesday morning-ish. Be sure to get as many as you can, or be prepared to at least have to go and find more of these every single week. But nonetheless, let's go ahead, let's get into this, and let's take out the quiet ship. So first of all, the main thing we need to worry about when we get into this is the enemies out here will be pretty powerful, but also these are PvP zones, so keep that in mind. It's a good chance you may or may not run into other players out here, so keep that in mind. Strong enemies and a possibility of PvP. But hopefully, from the way it's looking, for me, it looked like that plate might have already been cleared out, which is great. Also, there are bombs laying around everywhere in these ships as well, so make sure to keep that in mind so you don't almost blow up like I just did. And here we have our fort chat for the one I found. As you can see, there is a whole bunch of stuff here. We do have some money, some vehicle parts as well, but we also have 3 of our cores. So let's go ahead and just take that. And also, some of these also might be behind doors, so be prepared to cut open some doors as well, and also get blown up by more bombs on the ground, like I stated earlier, or I tried to warn you about. But lucky enough, a lot of the quiet ships are pretty simple, as you can see with this one, since I have already found me not only a brand new sword, but also the final piece, or the final chest here. And of course, the chests will also have blueprint for you, so also keep that in mind. So from the very simple little area here that is literally like a room and a half, I ended up just getting my hands on a grand total of 29 of these. So keep that in mind. Might be a lot, might be a little. It is a little random at all how many you would get in each chests. But pretty much overall, the main course of action here is hit up as many of the quiet ships as you can possibly can. And once you have the items, you can go ahead and either head back to your base, if you do have a base out here in the deep desert set up for manufacturing your equipment. Or in my case, I have to travel back to the PvE basin areas, and that where my main base is, to go ahead and craft our cutaway. So when it comes to the cutaway itself, there are a few things we will need beyond just these. If you are specifically trying to get your hands on that cutaway, you will need some water, some the Dune Ignite, probably butchered that because I'm horrible with names here. EMF generator, cobalt paste, a way amplifier, and also of course 7 of the cools we just picked up. So as you can see, a leaf lit cutaway, if that's what you're going for, you should be able to get your hands on this by just doing one single L ship. And of course, if you need help with any of the other items such as the ignite, I did a video all about farming radiation materials and ignite in the video that will be linked above. So check that out if you haven't already, if you need help getting your hand on this ignite. And just like that, that is everything you need to know about collecting the cool. So hopefully you have found the video helpful. If so, make sure to do thumbs up, subscribe, hit all the bells. And of course, I will be back once again with any more Dune Awakening farming gameplay, how-to streams, and so much more here on YouTube. So make sure to do all the stuff below. And of course, if you want to become like all the wonderful folks here, be sure to hit up that wonderful join button below, hitting up Patreon, and coming over to my live stream, twitch.tv/TroyMaconn, and subscribe over there. And also, I am also live here on YouTube at the same time. So I will be live around 8 p.m. every single night along my sleep schedule. Don't get too screwed up playing Dune and so much more right here and on Twitch. So thank you, my dudes. I'm gonna dehydrate in a moment, so that is a sign for me to see you in the comments.